On this episode, we are taking geekdom to the peak. Tambay, 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 tambay. Welcome back to Tambay TV. I am Pael Fajardo, your host as always. And with me today, one of the giants of the PBA, man. Like, you know him as like a tower of power in the PBA. But what you probably didn't know is this dude is a huge geek, man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ali Peak.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up?
Brother?
Hey, what's
Welcome
up, man?
Back, man.
Thanks a lot.
And I say back because last week we had this crazy... We're working on a project, me and Roby and him. We met for the first time last week. And the first thing he says to me, which we're not getting into today anymore. I promise myself we're not getting into it. But he says, he comes to the studio and he says, "You like Star Wars?" And Roby and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then he starts debating. I'll probably put that up next time. But dude, man, Ali Peak, how are you, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, it's been a long day. I mean, I was coaching earlier, St. Benilde, and then I just covered a game. I think Magnolia versus NLEX.
Semis,
so,
they're in the
semis.
We
Yeah.
So that's a big fan.
That's it. And I'm ready to get down now. So yeah.
And that, I promise, will be the last time he will be talking about ball, man. Because
Look, look, man. If you're thinking I'm going to talk about basketball, right? Just change the channel. I am not. I am tired of talking about basketball.
this is Ali off-peak hours. See what I did there?
Yes,
bro?
I like that. That's good.
All right. One of the things that I loved when we were hanging out, man, was how you brought up that you were a big fan of the X-Men.
Oh, I love the X-Men.
Exactly. That's what. Bring us back to when you were a kid, where you grew up in the States. You know, take us back.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So
You don't have to hold it, man.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. So, okay. Ironically, the people that introduced my friends that introduced me to the X-Men, they were Filipino friends of mine. Filipinos, yeah, Filipino Americans, you know.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I said, you know what?
How old were you?
I was
Give us
okay.
like a-
This is 1986.
All right. You growing up where? Give us a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
1986, in the white suburbs of what we call Valencia, California.
Valencia.
You want to talk about Republican, blonde hair, blue eye country? That's it right there. I mean,
Were you born in the States?
I was born in the States. I was actually born in Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
And then my family moved to the mainland like maybe a year after I was born, and we resided in Southern California.
Both parents.
Well, my father's African American, and my mother's the Filipina. Right?
And they met in the States.
They met in the States, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, prior to living in Santa Clarita Valley, I was living in a more multicultural, diverse place in Pasadena, city of Pasadena. And my mother and my father decided that it's time to move
to
more safer environment. Not that Pasadena is a dangerous environment. Pasadena is actually pretty cool, but my father.
How old were you when you moved?
I was probably about 6 years old. 6 years old. So we moved to.
Only kid? No.
No, I got a sister. But she wasn't born yet. So we moved to this neighborhood. This developing town, and there was nothing but onion fields and orange fields out there.
No malls and shit.
Nothing. And
Really?
we were like probably like
This was 86, right?
I'm sorry. This was 1983.
83.
So here I am with my my Michael Jackson jacket.
Which one? The red one?
I had the one.
The red Thriller
no,
one?
here's the thing. It was part of Thriller, the video, but when he was taking the girl out and he had to reveal something to her, so it was at that blue and yellow. Or no, it was that
Which
red.
part of that video was that?
Beginning.
The
Where he
beginning.
said, "I have something to tell you. I'm not like all the other guys." She goes, "I know you're not like all the other guys." No, you don't understand.
I'm not.
So he had the red and yellow Letterman's jacket. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, but because I remember starting the red leather
so
one.
I had no. Well, exactly that one, and then the Beat It. I saw a few black folks. Like first of all, I'm half black, right? So we were one of maybe 10 black people in the entire neighborhood, man.
Pinoy, how about Pinoy?
Well, okay, that's a good
More.
question.
Yeah.
I probably met more Filipinos than black people in that neighborhood at the time. It's more diverse now, but still, it's still white country. But yeah, that's where I grew up. And then 3 years later, some of my friends were like, I was like, man, what books are you reading?
There you go.
And then they're like,
so what this downtime for like a 6-year-old back then was what, playing with your action figures or
yeah,
playing ball in the
what's
park,
different
probably?
from fucking
now? Exactly.
Now?
That's
yeah,
why.
so it's
Tell
like
them
if you wanted to go somewhere, if you want to go hang out with your friends,
call them at the landline.
you have to call them on the landline.
Schedule.
It's scheduled,
time, right?
yeah. Say I'm going to be there by 12 o'clock, and so you would actually be there by 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
You knew that all your friends were there because their bikes would be parked out in front of the house, right? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
So like, and you recognize all the bikes.
Of course.
So you're like, oh shit, he's here. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna have a good time, you know.
Yeah.
So we go inside the house and then we just hang out. But I remember my friend Mark Dellum. He was Filipino.
Shout out to your friend Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, wherever he's at. His older brother was a comic book collector.
There you
His
go.
name was Alan. And Alan was like, I saw him how he took care of his comics. He put them in those plastics.
Yeah,
right?
those with the back.
They were just perfectly lined up in a box. I was like, man, I want that box. I want those comics. I want the plastic.
Right. I have those. I'll show you.
Yeah, I think I was more obsessed with the way he organized
Yeah,
it than the actual comic book itself. So I said, what should I start off with? He's like, start off with X-Men and Spider-Man. So I started off with Web of Spider-Man.
86?
1986.
86, yeah. Web of
I bought my first 2 comic books were Web of Spider-Man and an X-Men issue. I can't remember which X-Men issue. And then this was on the cusp of, I don't know if you knew about this, the Mutant Massacre.
Yeah, I looked that up.
Yeah, the Mutant Massacre.
We talked about it last time.
And there was like so many other comic book
tied up
characters that were connected to that.
Yep.
Thor, Daredevil, the Power Pack.
After all,
I know I'm missing some other people. X Factor, X-Men. They were all connected into that whole fight with these.
It started. I wrote it down. I was such a nerd. I remember when you brought it up last time. I was like, I'm trying to remember what year that was, and I got obsessive compulsive OC with it and shit. X-Men Massacre started in X-Men 169.
Holy shit!
Dude. I looked it up,
holy shit!
And that's when it's in that arc where Angel loses his wings, gets
Nightcrawler gets hurt.
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde gets hurt. She can't turn into the solid form anymore.
I saw that.
And Colossus,
because Calibac was the one helping. I did the research, bro. I wanted to get you like a soft copy, but I couldn't find one.
And in Colossus was actually Colossus and Wolverine were my favorite characters out of the X-Men during that time.
Yeah.
And when Colossus got hurt, I was hurt, man.
He
couldn't turn back into the human form. Because if he turned it back into human form, he would die because those stars hit him in like vital organs or something like that. Right?
I did my research on that too.
And then the least person you expect to help him out was Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom was in
Dr. Doom was helping. They made a deal with him. And this was in the later issues.
Yeah, because it's a whole 2 years. Of different books.
And then the new X-Men showed up, which I wasn't used to. Honestly, I was like, damn.
No, but that was Storm. That was Storm's first debut, also as leader of the X-Men. Or Roro's her girl. I know Roro's
she became leader in the earlier issues. I remember that specifically because my friend Alan.
No, but she was a transition, right? Anyway,
he showed me the issue where they had something's got to give. Cyclops was the leader at the time. Yeah. And there was just kind of this challenge here. It's like, there was a faction. Who are we going to listen to? So, in Xavier's house, at this point, Xavier was sick.
Which he's kind of sick, 2/10 of the fucking time.
But this was so interesting. Xavier was sick. He was in space with the Starjammers.
And
the leader of the Starjammers, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is a brother of Scott Summers.
The father.
No, the father of Scott Summers. There we go. Okay, so
his brother's Havoc.
So you have it.
Right.
So he wasn't there. He wasn't there to just kind of maintain order, and things were just kind of weird. There was just so anyways, Cyclops and now Storm lost her powers.
Did she?
Yeah, she
During that
lost her
time?
powers,
Uh-huh.
but she made up for it in just being a really kick-ass fighter. This is when she developed the mohawk. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sleeveless, okay, remember that?
Yeah, of course.
So they fought
What, Cyclops versus
Storm in that little facility that kind of assimilates
Makes the Sentinels?
yeah that type of thing. I think it was something like that.
I didn't get to that story yet. But
They-
I'm
they
starting to
fought.
reread it.
They fought, and Storm was too quick for Cyclops. So Storm grabbed
Even with his
grabbed
power.
his visor
Yeah.
and removed it. You know how it is with Cyclops.
Yeah, once he opens his
eyes. Yeah. So he kept his hand on his, and he said, "You won." And in that issue, you see all the X-Men in the background, and Cyclops with his bags walking away from the X-Men. There's an issue like that.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah.
They've done that cover and redone that cover so many
I
times.
specifically remember that because it's one of the first issues that I've seen, and so of X-Men. And so what happened was he creates X Factor,
Yeah.
right?
At the
And
time.
it's just we discussed this in the last
Yeah,
last
but
anyways,
say it again. Say it
that's-
again. Yeah.
So what's so interesting about this is that you have Professor X up in space trying to be healed or whatnot. Before he leaves, he asks Magneto to look over the X-Men.
Ooh,
Yeah.
as early as this
Right.
time.
Yes. So Magneto's looking over. Particularly, he becomes the leader of the X-Men, but he's also watching over the New Mutants because they're just a bunch of kids
Yeah.
in the mansion.
Internet.
On the other side, you got X Factor now, who's completely split. Basically, the original X-Men. They all decide to go with
Yeah,
right?
the original X-Men.
Yeah, the Angel, Iceman,
yeah,
Beast, Jean Grey.
Jean.
They all separate from the mansion.
Yeah.
You know, so they create what's called X Factor. And X Factor becomes this organization on paper as advertisement as mutant exterminators. So the general public thinks that if they have a problem or if they spot out a mutant, all they got to do is call this company. They come and take care of the problem. But what the X Factor was doing was they were saving these mutants from getting killed, and they would help them harness their powers and just help them out. Period.
It was Cyclops who started X Factor. Right?
X Factor,
It
yeah.
was, yeah.
So when Professor X comes back, or he gets whiff of this, he actually thinks that the people that he helped out, which is X Factor, are really trying to exterminate mutants.
The mutants,
So
yeah.
he's torn by this. And then on the other side, Cyclops sees that has no knowledge that that Professor X told Magneto
to watch
look
over
the X-Men.
Yeah.
So now you got X Factor thinking that the X-Men are bad guys now, right? So there's just all this miscommunication going on. That was the interesting one of the interesting plots that took place back in the 80s, back in the mid 80s.
Yeah, I looked that up. That was all legit. I'm like, dang, I don't remember. I remember the Angel episode, the one where his wings were like pinned to the.
And then Thor saved him, right? Thor saved.
Was
him.
it Thor?
It was Thor that saved
dang.
him. I remember.
Gotta polish up with my X-Men, man.
They harpooned they called them the mutant marauders.
Marauders. Yep, right. That.
They harpooned his wings to the wall, and they were torturing him. And the son of Odin showed up in the tunnels beneath Manhattan. I don't know what the hell he was doing down there in the first place. But he hears this scream. He sees that a mutant is getting harmed. And I don't know if he recognized him or not, but he ended up killing the two mutant marauders. And he saved...
This was also the era where the Morlocks were in, right? The Morlocks.
No, that's exactly who the Marauders were hunting down.
Hunting, that's
they were
what I
killing
remember.
all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Morlocks.
yeah.
The
All the
Morlocks were
Morlocks.
mutants that dwelled underneath the streets of
Because
Manhattan.
if I remember right, it started as the Morlock, what's it? Massacre before it became the Mutant Massacre. It's when
It did?
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah. But and then of course the Morlocks had a lot of connections to the X-Men, right? You know, Professor X, really kept in touch.
Yeah,
with
with
the
everyone.
Morlocks. Yeah.
My question, my next question is, having loved the X-Men books compared to the cartoons that was out in the 90s, were you still into that, or were you? at that age,
when the cartoons came out, they came out in the early 90s, right?
Yep.
And I was so excited. Yeah, I was so excited about watching it because I wanted to see. First of all, I wanted to just watch,
see them move for the first time, right?
And I enjoyed it. Then I was like, who the fuck is Gambit? And who the fuck is Jubilee? Like, cause I'd never seen him before. I'd never seen him before. I knew all the other people.
Yep.
But it was still cool. I still watched it anyways. I mean, it was cool. Like you said, like I watched it for the simple fact I get a chance to see the movie.
See the move for the first time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then later on, I was like, well, that's not accurate. I started being a critic. Well, that's not right. And then,
but it's. I rewatched it like 2 years ago. The whole fucking thing, all 5 seasons. It is.
No, you're right. Close. It is pretty close.
It's censored. It's not as violent as it is in the comics, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the whole angel turning into. I wanted to see like the blood when the wings ripped and shit. Yeah. Like when Apocalypse was giving him the adamantium wings and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then it was like some electricity, whatever. But it was the 90s and censorship and all that shit.
Yeah.
But the stories were pretty fucking
sort of like
close.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Like I mean, I remember reading the black and white issues.
The original ones.
People don't understand. Like, I don't want to go off topic here, but
no, fuck, dude.
Okay, all right, fine, cool. Well, fuck it, man. Look, people don't know this, but they turned it into a whole fucking Hollywood fucking Teenage Mutant. It's supposed to be like a cartoonish, fun thing. No,
it was dark.
It was fucking dark. The Teenage Mutant
How
Ninja
old were
Turtles,
you when you?
I was like 11, 12.
Yes.
They were. If you read the comic books back then, they were
chopping people's heads off.
This is real. This is real shit. These guys were dark. They were heroes, but they were the real deal.
Yep. Violent. You know why?
It was violent. It was violent
as shit. Because this was the time Frank Miller was doing his run on Batman. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you're also a big Batman.
Of course, yeah.
He was doing the whole year one when Batman was older and like more.
No, I didn't see that, but I just know Frank. I remember Frank Miller from those 2 movies that he made. The one with
Sin City.
Sin City.
Yeah. No, he wrote. Frank Miller wrote Batman and the Dark Knight and whatnot.
Okay.
Somewhere 88 maybe. Yeah. And these
The Dark Knight. I remember
Knight.
buying a comic book on the Dark Knight.
That one, the Dark
basically
Knight. The Dark Knight Returns. That's his first book. Yeah. And these guys, Eastman and Laird, the creators of the Turtles, were inspired by Batman and Daredevil. Yeah. These were like New York and the gangs and kicking ass, but they just floored the freaking violence and shit, man. Yeah. I'm a big fan of those guys, but I don't mind how it mutated though. I mean, pun intended, mutated. It's like something friendly because it got to us as kids.
I mean, I was excited because I was 12 years old when I found out that the cartoon was coming out. Turtles in the Half Shells, Turtle Power. I wanted to see what that was all about, and I was like, okay, this is the kinder version.
It's like the Sesame Street version of their fucking selves.
Yeah.
But from my point of view, I was 6 at the time, or maybe even 5 or 6 at the time.
Just goes to show how old I am.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, half your. No, you're not that old, dude. Old is like a state of mind.
It is. But when you try to do what the young guys do.
So I was 6, man. So I was 6 when all that shit came down, man. I don't know. That's crazy. How about, since we're on let's go back to X-Men because I want to explore that more. So that was your reaction when you saw the cartoon?
Yeah, I was excited. I was excited more than anything.
You didn't... Well,
I didn't know who Jubilee was. I didn't know who Gambit was, but I was like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm happy. I'm watching these guys that I used to,
How about... Go finish it. I still have some more if you want.
Some good-ass Jack Daniels.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Jack.
Yep.
My brother, house to Jack. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming. I know it's been a long day.
This is some fun shit. Fuck that. This is like the highlight of my day.
Here's another big one that I want to tickle you with. So from cartoons, and then fucking we're entering the 90s, late 90s, and we get an X-Men movie for the first fucking time. How did that feel, man?
Well, you know what? I swear to God, like, I was excited about it. I saw who the cast was. Back then, we didn't know who Hugh Jackman was, right? But
who the fuck is this 6-footer guy portraying a 5'3" midget with a fucking hairy arm?
Yeah. And what's his name? Patrick Stewart.
Stewart, yeah.
I was like, okay, I can see that.
I could see that from the. I bought that too.
Halle Berry. Okay, cool. I'll go with that. Halle Berry's
She was
hot.
shit then.
Fuck it. You want to be Storm? Go ahead and be Storm. I'm not gonna complain about that. And then the other X-Men, Anne. What's her name? Anne.
Which one?
The girl from True Blood. What's her name? She played.
Anna Paquin.
Yeah.
She played. I wasn't happy with that casting.
Fuck, I didn't care. I thought she was hot.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
Hey, give a shit, man. I was like, damn, okay, cool, man, with your nice body and your nice lips. And the gap in between.
Right? That's
it was hot. I liked it.
She got naked on True Blood.
She read. Fuck
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I haven't seen that. I think I've seen the clip, but
you're fucking missing out.
No, I did.
True
I've
Blood.
seen it.
Okay, True. There was some hot sex scenes in True Blood.
Yeah, I know.
It was a great storyline.
Right?
Yeah,
HBO, right?
HBO. Great storyline. I thought it was cool writing, interesting, but the sex scenes were fucking hot. Yeah. Fuck, man.
Dang. I think I watched only the sexy. Well, I remember watching the first 2 seasons of True Blood, and then I kind of fell out because I'm like, I'm done with loving the vampire.
I watched it all. I watched
really?
it all. I wanted more.
Faithfully.
I wanted more faithful. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Out of 1 to 10, what would you put it?
I'd put it at about a 8 or 9. I mean,
that's
pretty
just
high.
Me
because I really enjoyed watching it. I mean, you get into that whole fantasy fiction.
Yeah.
The fairies, the werewolves, the vampires.
Vampires, of course. Yeah.
It was pretty cool the way they. I didn't think it was gonna work, but the way they put it together, I was like, okay, this is cool.
I remember there was this. I fell out during the time of when they came up with like a virus or some shit.
The virus, yeah.
Right? It started killing vampires, and some became super vamp. I'm like,
no. That was a later episode. That was a later
seasons.
We can get into that because I have my theories about that.
Oh shit!
I can't bounce off though because I haven't seen it.
But you go ahead and if you get a chance.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I think
that or Buffy because it's like the darker Buffy. I love Buffy too because it was off age.
You like you only
Poppy, yeah, I get it though.
Sarah.
Michelle Gellar, she's hot too.
Yeah, she's hot.
She's hot too.
We're all like the same age. You know what's cool about a few years, last year, like around, for whatever reason, I couldn't sleep. It was like 4 in the morning. HBO shows, I Know What You Did Last Night.
Ooh,
I think the first
Jennifer
one,
Love.
Up, like number 1, the first one, and the second one.
The second was still okay.
So I was like, but the technology.
Oh, it doesn't hold up?
There's no cell phones. No, there's no cell phones back then. I'm like, oh my god, because I remember watching this like in 1999.
Yep. Crazy screams at the theaters, man. Did you watch that in the theaters?
Yeah. But going back to what was it? What were we talking about?
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, before, to go back to the comic book thing.
Oh, the X-Men. We were talking about Anna Paquin and True Blood.
Okay, so she played Rogue, and what else? Jean Grey was played by
Famke Janssen.
Yeah,
blonde girl.
She's pretty hot.
She's pretty hot, man.
But I, you know what? I was happy with the whole thing.
Me too. Loved it.
Magneto, that whole dynamic where they showed him as a kid in the concentration camp. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's the story. That's why he is. That's why he is how he is.
How he is because he grew up in that era and whatnot.
So,
How was the casting? At first, I was like, 2 old dudes, because in the comics they're all buff and shit. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, Magneto is an old dude. But then once the story rolls on, you're like, it makes sense that he's old because he's the one leading all these, evil mutants to do whatever he wants to do, man.
Yeah. Like, okay. And then, of course, Hugh Jackman was really the guy that he stole the show. Like, he got my attention when he was fighting for beer. Like, people were betting on his life.
Yeah. But if you see, he wasn't even ripped during that time.
He wasn't. Yeah, exactly. But then, he played Logan. Like, the essence of Logan, right? Because we grew up reading the comics and how Logan is.
Yeah.
And I was just
sideburns and fucking hair. That to me, once he got the sideburns down, I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Live, man. Because in the books, it's always like long and shit.
Yeah.
And and then when seeing him on screen with a fucking gelled hair back and whatnot, you're like, that's Logan. I buy it.
Yeah.
A little trivia on that though. Did you know that he was like the second guy to get that part?
Who was the first guy?
The first guy was I can't remember his name now, but he was an alternate man.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, okay, so he some dude who did Mission Impossible instead of that. Not Tom Cruise, of course, but I don't know.
Can you imagine if Tom Cruise did?
Fuck. Well, he'd be smaller. Definitely.
It wouldn't have worked.
He was supposed to be Iron Man. Did you know that? For like the longest time.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Tom Cruise, but thank God he wasn't Iron Man because it would have been
dude.
over the top, too dramatic.
Same shit. I don't know. He's become one note for me. I used to be the biggest Tom fan, but nowadays it's like.
It's just really weird. You know,
same.
It's gotten,
especially with the whole Scientology thing.
I didn't want to say that, but I mean, that's
we're not gonna
thing
get
that's
into
kind
it,
of like,
but it's crazy shit. It's scary. Have you looked into their beliefs and shit?
You know what? I don't know enough about it, but I've heard stories about it, and they got documentaries about it.
Yeah, I've seen some of them.
Like the latest one was this actress chick who was she was in a sitcom with Kevin James.
Yeah.
What's her name? I would have known.
I watched that with Rogan.
There's a lot of people in Hollywood. I mean, John Travolta and his wife, and Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
I was surprised to find out that Will Smith's also into that shit.
Yeah. So
dang man,
it is. I just find it interesting. Okay, see, we don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it to start making judgments or talking about it, but I mean, it is really. I find it very bizarre and very interesting all at the same time.
It was founded by fucking L. Ron Hubbard. A dude who fucking writes sci-fi novels, dude. So.
That's what's interesting about it.
What the fuck?
You know.
But let's fucking drop that.
Okay,
bro. Let's drop that and get back to your youth and playing. So, X-Men is the first book.
Yeah.
My next favorite question to ask is action figure. Everyone's got one.
Marvel?
One.
Marvel or any?
Your first, whatever it was, man. Like the first time you opened the fucking packaging and shit.
Okay, well the first action figures were Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah. That was the first. That was the first. And I'm trying to.
Who was your first?
That's a good question because I'm trying to figure out who. Like, I want to say it was Obi-Wan Kenobi. By Kenner, remember that?
Yeah, the fucking
like
telescope
the
lightsabers.
The lightsaber you have to push through their arm.
Arm push up down.
And then they had the fake capes. The capes were just made out of like basically hard plastic with holes on the side, right?
It's like a jacket.
But we didn't give a shit because this was too cool, to be true.
That was 77.
Actually, no, it wasn't Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was Darth Vader. And after that, my family, they bought me.
Did you get the figures first before seeing the movie, or did you get to see the movie?
That's a good question too.
Right.
I got the figures first.
I
wasn't sure what I was looking at.
Exactly.
I wasn't sure. And then so C-3PO and R2-D2. Oh no, C-3PO. I didn't have R2-D2. I wanted R2-D2. All my friends had R2-D2. So what I ended up doing was like, hey, let me borrow R2-D2. Let me borrow R2-D2 for a couple of days.
We call it the overnight here in the Philippines.
Overnight.
But overnight.
Okay, so that's what I would do.
And then you don't return us, but no.
And then I wouldn't return it. My friends would get pissed off, right? So that's what we did. And the first episode I saw was episode 5.
What? Not even episode 4?
No, I was in.
See, isn't that funny that we got the figures first before watching the movie? Because when
you saw the commercials, the Kenner commercials.
Yeah. In the States and the Philippines, I don't think they showed those though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They did.
Okay, so I remember at the time my grandparents lived in Texas, Waco, Texas, and my mom would send me out there every summer, and then when I'd come back. I came back one summer. My mom goes, "Okay, we're gonna go to the toy store." Of course, I'm excited. You wanted the Millennium Falcon. We're gonna get the Millennium Falcon.
Ooh, your grandma got you the fuck.
My mother.
Your mom got you the.
So I remember going to the toy store.
Oh, lucky motherfucker!
These boxes were fucking
huge. Up there,
and Mom. I don't think my mom anticipated
how exactly
much shit
it's
was going
fucking expensive.
My mom was fucking pissed.
Well, she volunteered.
She's like, "What? You know, and back then, this is the early 80s. $25? What the fuck? You know, she was pissed off. You know, that's nothing now.
But it's the Falcon,
yeah,
dude.
I had the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And I was...
You got it?
I was the biggest fucking...
She bought it for you?
I was the most popular fucking kid.
You're popular to me, right? I just been fucking having the original one. It's like...
Millennium Falcon in my hands,
Oh, shit.
Right? And so I was the guy... Do you remember those Darth Vader, like the Darth Vader cases where you could put all your action figures in there?
I've seen that. I've seen those. I've seen those.
C-3PO case. So I had the Darth Vader one. And I remember my mom buying, she's like, I'm going to buy you that. And I was thinking, I'm going to have the whole collection. Right?
Up to Admiral. Well, no, Admiral wasn't around.
Because, you know, because they advertise it. You
Yep,
open it up, you got all the fucking figures there.
And it's
so
just
I'm thinking,
beautiful.
I'm a kid, I'm only 5, 6 years old. I'm thinking, I'm going to get the whole collection. So I'm bragging on all my friends. And one of my friends who was smart, he was like, Ollie, it says figures sold separately. I'm like, what? Oh, bullshit, right? So I see it's in the commercial. Yeah. It's like a tiny sentence in the corner, right?
In the corner.
They don't fucking tell you that. That's part of the sell, right? As a little kid, you think you're going to get the actual...
All of them in one fucking case.
Yeah, right.
That only costs like this much.
Exactly,
like,
exactly, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
So, you know, of course, I got duped on that one. But, you know, so I had that. I had the Millennium Falcon, and I had C-3PO and Darth Vader. Yeah.
You had the Falcon. Yeah, eventually.
I'll tell you the shit that I had. I had that. I had the Millennium Falcon. I had the Snow Speeder.
Snow Speeder.
I had a lot of speed. My dad.
You had the fucking Falcon. You got nothing to complain about, man.
It gets better. I had the At Walker. Yeah, you know, and I had the other Walker, the two.
ST.
Yeah.
The Jedi.
And then I had, you know, those speeders in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
In the forest, right?
Yep.
And
The brown
there's a
ones.
button you could press.
And then they explode and throws off the fucking...
Yeah, my dad must have bought me like 5 Ewoks. I was like, fuck yeah, man, I got the Ewok. You know, it was crazy. And he just couldn't understand. He was like, you know, I don't know why you call them dolls. You're like a little kid.
I hate that. It's fucking
You're like a
action
little kid.
figures.
You're playing with dolls. So Star Wars, and then from Star Wars... Then all of a sudden you had these action figures.
Oh wait, I'll pause it. Let me pause it on Star Wars first.
Sure.
Because in true Tambay fashion, man, and I learned this from Rovi, which I'm passing on right now to you also. When he did the show, he surprised me with a gift.
Oh, fuck,
and that's the Snake Eyes, right?
No.
Now I got something of a gift.
You got a gift from me? Oh, fuck yeah, man. Let me see this shit. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Who is that? Is that Han Solo?
Fuck it! I even have to tell you who it is, bro.
Yes!
Who it is.
My god!
Straight from fucking 96, baby. 96 is the second issue. It's not the first one. That's too expensive not to have.
This is Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
And you see this scene right here.
Yep. It's an Ewok. Of course I know that.
You know what? Did you know that these Ewoks are speaking in Tagalog?
Yeah.
You got
maganda.
Yeah, I know.
Patay. Of course, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
So there, I had to bring it back and just dig into.
Look at Kenner,
still Kenner, man. That was before it, because right now.
Oh my god.
The license is with.
And the blaster.
Right, yep.
Oh, wow.
96. I had that from 96. I'm like, I was thinking, I gotta hit that, pay that practice forward. So this, Roby got me sick,
that, brother.
So like,
hey, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you know who had the biggest crush on Harrison Ford? And we went to go see The Force Awakens out here in the block, the block, right? My mother.
Oh.
My mother loves Harrison Ford, right?
Well, maybe that's why she got you the fucking Falcon to begin with, man.
Probably. Just, subliminal messages. She didn't fucking let me know.
You better be this kind of guy.
She had crushes on secret crushes.
Yeah.
But it sort of reminds me of when we were at a Laker game, we were at a celebrity, Magic Johnson's celebrity game. The proceeds went to the United Negro College Fund.
What were you doing there? You were playing?
No. I was a 13-year-old kid admiring all these superstars out there. Magic was there. Charles Barkley was there. Michael Jordan was there. But anyways, it's just a celebrity game. You get to see all these stars play. And Karl Malone was there with his fucking muscles.
Fucking
out,
shoulders,
right?
man. best shoulders.
My mother was having the biggest fucking heart. I didn't know what a hard-on was back then. I was 13 years old. But now that in retrospect, now that I reflect back, she was digging Karl Malone.
Dude, I imagine that must have been more massive in person.
She just kept saying,
shoulders,
she's like,
man.
go over there and get their autographs. I'm like, no, why not? I'm
I'm a
scared.
Barkley fan.
I'm shy. She goes, you know what? You're a whip. She said that. She goes, but okay. Before that, she was like, look at Karl Malone's legs. Look at his arms. Like,
Look at his legs.
My dad is sitting right there. This is in the Fabulous Forum, or the Great Western Forum, where the Lakers used to play. Now it all makes sense to me, right? But anyways, the same type of enthusiasm that she has for Karl Malone, she has for Harrison Ford. So we went to go see Force Awakens. I'd already seen it like 3 times. I already knew what was going to happen. So he gets killed.
Oh, and you brought her to this movie knowing that this is what happens.
My mom goes, oh. you hear that, right? It's quiet, and you hear this, oh. My mom, a 6-year-old woman, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so she loves Harrison Ford.
Damn, man. Shout out to your mom. Hi, Tita.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Damn, so, and I remember last week you were telling us, you showboated a bit when we were talking about G.I. Joes, and you said your favorite, the one you got was like the globulous one.
Oh, man. No, I wasn't showing. I didn't know, man. Like, I had an allowance. So
Tell us about that.
I'd mow the fucking lawns. Yeah. I'd wash the dish. I'd do whatever the hell my dad needed me to do. And he'd give me money. He'd pay me $3 for the day, right?
How much was a figure back then? Probably.
Back then, I don't know. It's like
$6, $7. No.
$6, $7.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's still the 80s. It's like 1987, 1988.
Yeah.
So remember, Globulus and 2 other creatures. They came in one package.
Nemesis,
right?
Enforcer.
And now this is the thing that
one.
pissed me off about Nemesis Enforcer. Nemesis Enforcer in the cartoon was fucking huge. But Nemesis Enforcer as an action
small,
figure, tiny,
with
like,
pussy wings.
What the fuck is this, man? I was pissed, But I had that. But
speaking of big fucking guns and action figures, not dolls, action figures. Were you? I'm betting my balls you were into He-Man. Please tell me you were into He-Man.
Okay, I was into He-Man. I was. But I just, for some reason, I love G.I. Joe. I love Star Wars. G.I. Joe was kind of innovative. If you remember, like the swivel arms, the arms were bending. Because Kenner, the Star Wars action figures, they were just kind of
5 points of articulation.
You can't bend their legs, you can't bend their arms. But then all of a sudden, G.I. Joe comes along. They could move side to side.
And the fucking rubber band.
And the rubber band would wear down. And then you'd be like, fuck, I only got like maybe 2 months tops to enjoy this action figure. and then as you grew older, you figured out how to fix them. You unscrewed the screw in the back.
Yeah.
You took them in. Their arms are all over the fucking place. Their heads all over the place.
You have to make sure they're all like tight and shit in there before you put the cheap rubber band that you put in the middle.
Well, that was the first the trial and error, right? So you get a regular rubber band and you try to put it in there, but then the waist, the bottom part of the body and the top part of the body, they're just kind of be dangling. Right?
Exactly, it's not as tight.
It's not as tight. So what you did, the second part was you sacrificed you sacrificed one of the figures that you didn't fucking like, that you didn't play with,
or maybe one of the Cobra ones.
Yeah, you took their solid rubber band, rubber band, and you placed it inside. You transplanted, right? And it was as good as new.
And I remember doing
and you would tell your friends, you'd be like, "Oh, don't worry, man, I got them." What are you talking about? No, I fixed them. You did? Yeah, man, I'm good. Or you'd be like, hey, can I borrow one of your action figures?
And
you would tell them, you unscrew that shit. You take the good rubber band and you place
the black one. It's a black one.
Yeah, the black one.
The
thick black. And you place the one that's fucked up. You put that in your boy's one. He wouldn't know about it. And then like a couple days later, he'd be sad. Like, what was that?
My joke, bro.
Such and such broke.
Duke just gave way.
And I'm sorry about that. You'd be on your BMX bike. I'm sorry about that, man. I'm really sorry about that.
You want to use my rubber band, but you don't really mean it. That's another whole fucking.
Yeah.
I was into Joe's. I mean, you saw the collection last week with what I have left.
Yeah.
Growing up, because they were more affordable than the Star Wars ones. Because the Star Wars, even though that fucker only had like 4 or 5 points of articulation. They were always more expensive than Joe was.
Yeah.
So here in the Philippines, I don't know how it was in the States, but plus, for me growing up, I would be younger, so I'm like the tail end of Star Wars and really into the Joe and into the He-Man era of things.
Yeah.
But
I hated the fucking cartoon.
Which one?
He-Man. I couldn't stand it.
Really? What?
I loved it.
It's kind of like Saved by the Bell. You watched it, but you didn't admit to people that you were watching it.
Really? At the time,
I watched He-Man.
That's
I would watch it, and then they would have their little fucking messages after the show.
G.I. Joe had that too, like the
G.I. Joe. That's true.
and knowing is half the battle. Right? They had that too, man.
Yeah.
So don't blame it on He-Man. They had to do that back in the day.
I guess I just didn't like the animation. I guess.
But those guys were buff and shit.
They were
It was
buff,
like Conan. I don't know.
Sure.
I've always been a bodybuilding enthusiast, man. Which brings me to a question one of my boys wanted to ask you, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Martin, kung nakikinig ka para sa itong tanong na to. Speaking of bodybuilding, I'm pretty sure you were into bodybuilding back in the day.
Sure.
What was your max in the bench?
Oh man, my max was horrible.
What's horrible?
Probably 330 pounds.
That's not fucking well. That's not horrible.
I mean,
that's
'cause
pretty heavy,
I got
man.
friends that
March 330.
I had friends that were benching 400, 450 pounds. I was like,
Damn,
shit.
but probably like bigger dudes, like taller.
No. These guys are smaller, But I had that natural strength. I didn't.
Because you got the natural size, dude.
Well, my father, he said, you don't need weights. They'll put you out. Look, you want to get strong. I need you to dig this ditch for me. I need you to chop wood.
Oh, okay, that the full
you want a Christmas?
core. He gave you the Rocky workout.
10, 11 years old. He was like, you want a Christmas tree? Okay.
Chop this
let's
motherfucker
go. Yeah,
down.
he said, let's go to the Christmas tree. Let's go get a Christmas tree. And he'd give me the saw, and he'd be laughing. For a 10-year-old kid or 11-year-old kid or 12-year-old kid, whatever, it's hard to saw that fucking tree down.
Dude.
And my arm was getting tired. He's laughing at me.
He gave you some slave labor.
Dude, man. I mean, So he's like, you want to light up the fireplace during Christmas time? Here's the axe. So
Yeah, the inner core, because those were like full body fucking exercises.
Oh, he would always tell.
Rocky would do like Rocky 4.
He said you don't need
trees and
the weight
shit.
so much. He said you want to get big, you want to get muscular. I'm gonna have you do this yard work. So
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So did that at one point did that ever stop in you, like growing up, and then it became ball? Your world started transitioning into ball, and
Ball
no
was,
more geekdom.
I was 12.
Or was it always on the sideline?
It was. The comic books were always on the sideline. I stopped collecting comic books, actually about almost 2 years later. But I was still, whenever I see Spider-Man on TV or whatever, if I ever see like X-Men on television, any comic thing, Marvel, DC, I was more of a fan of Marvel. I would watch it,
Because back in the day, DC was just like Batman. Even up to now, I'd say pretty much. I mean, Wonder Woman's huge and shit, but it's really Batman.
It's
right?
Batman. I've had a.
There's a deep love for Batman.
Batman is just a fucking hustler, man. Like he's got that utility belt.
He's got the coolest cars, the hottest chicks.
But
at the same time,
he's just a human being. He doesn't have any superpowers. But I thought that Christian Bale.
That's your favorite. I'm guessing.
Okay, this is interesting now because Michael Keaton Batman, Val Kilmer Batman, George Clooney, they almost fucking ruined.
Really?
Out of all of them, if I had to pick, come on, you're gonna have a comedian play the fucking Batman. All right, whatever. But
go.
If I had to choose between all those movies that came out in the 80s and early 90s, I would say Val Kilmer I could accept more as Batman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank
George
you.
Clooney didn't work for me. First of all, that Batman Forever was fucking horrible.
Batman and Robin. Batman Forever was Val Kilmer.
Okay, Batman and Robin that was fucking horrible. That was one of the worst.
But physically, I will always argue that George had the fucking chin, dude.
He had the chin,
but the movie was
it was horrible.
It was
fucking horrible. But when Batman Begins came out, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then when I found out that it was Christian Bale, I was like, okay, this might work because Christian Bale plays bad guys in movies.
Yep. He just came from Bateman in American Psycho.
Yeah.
That was a dark fucking movie.
best good guys are guys that were villains in other movies because Batman has a dark side. Bruce Wayne has a dark side. So it's more believable. And they just did it right, man. Like
it's Nolan, Chris Nolan.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, this is fuck. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And what do you think of Ben Affleck's?
I was gonna get there next,
but
okay,
you asked it first. I love Ben. I've been a fan.
Me too.
I love Ben.
You know, I'll give you the reason.
Go.
They finally got the height and size right. Because Batman is a big motherfucker.
He's 6'2" in the comic books.
Yes.
Ben is 6'4".
Yeah. So when the Batmobile crashed into Superman,
when he stands,
he got out and he was just looking over Superman. He's like, "Do you bleed?" I was like, "Yes."
Got that right.
Not a guy that's fucking 5'7". Not that there's anything wrong with him, but come on, man. I read the comic books. Batman is a big ass dude. I played the video games. Arkham Asylum. Arkham City.
Damn.
I still have yet to play the third one. Okay, my girlfriend won't let me have fucking PS4.
Why not?
She thinks I'm gonna be on that shit all day and not pay attention.
But that's the point.
When you're not around, baby, and stuff like.
When the baby is sleeping, or when you guys decide to go to the fucking province and go hang out with your family.
Yeah, you need one of these babies.
That's my time.
That's me.
When you guys come back, it's all.
I'm Batman. When you guys leave.
She's not.
Dude, but it's okay. You've played Arkham Asylum and City.
Arkham Asylum was fucking awesome.
Arkham City was so much better.
I know.
That was just.
Here's the thing, like, okay, the moves.
Right.
Batman versus Superman. You saw those moves in the warehouse. I was like, yes. I'm like, yes. Yes.
And for the first time, you get a Batman that's gray and black.
Yes.
Not totally fucking black.
Exactly. I was like, yes, I love this shit. And I have friends.
Batman.
Some of my friends were like, "No, I fucking hated Ben Affleck as Batman." I'm like, "What?
What?
What are you talking about, man? I thought he did a good job."
Yeah. Plus, I've been a fan of him since I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, as you found out. So even in his earlier movies, like Mallrats and shit, Ben's there, and he's like the bad guy, or sometimes, and then he becomes a good guy in some of his other movies. So I've been a big fan of his work. Argo and fucking The Town. If you've seen The Town.
I have. Yeah.
Dang.
It's sort of like Daniel Craig playing 007. We've seen Daniel Craig play bad. I don't know if you agree with me on this one. Daniel Craig, I've seen him play bad guys. So when he played 007, I was
Where did we see him as a bad guy?
I can't remember one, but I remember him playing a bad guy.
Because I don't remember him in my radar at the time.
Well, he was in that movie with it had to do with the terrorist attack during the 1972 Olympics. I forgot the name of it. Munich, yeah.
Was he in that?
He was in that.
Yeah, band film. That's another band film.
He was one of the guys. He was one of the guys that was hired by the Prime Minister of Israel.
Yeah.
To go hunt down.
He's one of those.
Yeah.
Damn. Speaking of from Ben's
fan. The dark side, right?
Yeah.
The good guys, the actors that make the best good guys. So in this case, it was 007. So I was like, fuck yeah. The first movie, I was like,
damn.
Yes, I can believe this. Pierce Brosnan, I loved him in Remington Steele, but he was just too pretty.
Really?
He was too pretty.
It was okay.
I mean, I liked him.
He had the hottest.
I was waiting for him. I was like, why can't they make him be 007? I'm waiting for it. And
still Remington Steele for you? Was it a little bit?
Well,
right?
But I still liked him. I mean, I liked when he said, like when the first time he became 007, you saw the preview, he turns around.
GoldenEye.
Were you expecting somebody else? Like I remember that part.
I don't remember that.
I remember
that.
That was expecting someone else.
And then he spins and says that.
Yeah. But I'm a big Roger Moore. I grew up during Roger Moore's time as 007, so I'm used to him being anyway, we're going off a completely different topic. But yeah.
Ben.
Going back to Ben.
Ben is like a good. fucking tall Bruce Wayne at least.
Bruce Wayne
The
is a
chin
big
for me,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Yeah, he's tall, he's buff.
Buff.
Yeah,
And I love how he fucking bulked up for that and
I
shit.
love that the workout. That was inspiring for me.
For me
The
too,
workout
dude.
scene,
You know,
like,
the
you know, you
fucking
see him.
pull-ups with the chains
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
I would, right?
Yeah, I
Of
was
course, dude. I was
Yes, like people
the
saw
fucking
me.
core workout with
Yeah.
the running and the fucking.
I'm in the movie
chains.
theater. I'm like, yes,
Yes.
yes. And people are looking at me like, what the fuck is this problem? You don't understand.
That's working out.
You gotta do your fucking homework.
What broke my heart though, in Justice League, he got fat, dude. Because he's in rehab now
He
for
looked
alcohol
old.
and
He
shit.
looked fucking old.
I don't mind old, but fucking fat. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you are an
Yeah,
old
yeah,
Batman.
Here's a funny story about that. My sister, back in her college, she went to USC, University of Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
She saw Ben Affleck one time. This is you gotta understand. This is back in 2002.
You want another one? I'll get another one.
Yeah, sure, man. Ben Affleck was lit. He was.
No
I said,
shit.
I go. You
How
saw.
old
I go.
was he?
He's probably about because we're about the same age, right? Me and him are about the same age. So he was probably about 27,
No, you're
28.
not. Ben is pushing 50, dude.
No way.
Yeah.
How old is he? Really?
He's pushing 50, yeah.
Is he really?
Or maybe a bit older, because you're not that old.
Because old is like half to 100.
Oh man, but yeah, you know,
He was lit.
he was fucked up. Yeah, that's what my sister said. He said he was drunk off his ass.
He's a fucking rock star. Ben
Yeah,
is a
he
rock
is,
star,
he is.
dude. But now with this whole, is he gonna play Batman in the next one? Is he not? It's fucking tiring to read.
You know what? Okay, I mean, who do you blame that on? Do you blame that on Warner Brothers?
A little bit, yeah. Well, I blame it on a lot of people. Why? Because Zack Snyder. Okay, I love Zack Snyder since 300.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what are his other works before 300. But 300 is what I remember off the bat that I loved him. Even Sucker Punch. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen Sucker Punch.
Hmm.
Well, I watched
They
Sucker
use-
Punch for a different reason.
Well,
Okay. And I felt
Have some
like I felt like a fucking pedophile because
Right.
I remember the girl, the main girl. She looked fucking hot in that.
yeah,
fucking
Emily
movie.
Browning. Yep.
I remember her in the Jim Carrey movie,
Which one?
A Series of Unfortunate Events. She
I
was
didn't
just
see
a
that
little
one.
girl back then, and all of a sudden she blossomed into this fucking hot thing. And
chick,
I'm just
yeah.
like, God damn, she's fine. And then I was like, hold it up, man.
What's wrong? Dude, you had a problem with that, but you didn't have a problem with fucking Anna Paquin? She was younger when we
Anna
first...
Paquin and I are like almost the same age.
Ah.
Yeah, so I don't feel bad about that at all. Fuck that, man. I don't give a shit.
Because Emily Browning's like so much younger.
He's
But-
45. I'm
Ben's
43, yeah,
Oh,
so 2
yeah,
years
45.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, not pushing. Well, close enough. Halfway
Yeah,
to
close
50.
to- yeah, I know.
You had to search that, huh? Cause
Hey, dude, hey, I swear to God, man. Like, how old are you now? You're
I'm 35.
30. God.
What? That's fucking
I-
old too, man.
No,
Don't make
it's not.
it sound.
No,
don't
it's
make
not.
it sound like
I
you're
would
40 year
kill
old.
to be 35 again. That was some of my best. Some of my best years as a single professional athlete. 35
But I
to
remember
37.
last time you told us that 35 was the time when you're like, oh my god, my knees
No,
are wise.
basketball wise, but
Fucking
35
wise.
is a
Sorry.
completely different realm.
Pardon my
right?
French for that, but yeah.
It's just a different. You know, I got a bunch of 20. I coach a bunch of 20-year-olds. I'm like, man, I don't want to be 30, coach. I'm like, hey, listen. When you're in your 30s, it's full circle. You know, you're still young, but you're old enough that you sort of know the game now. And even better, the women, they don't bullshit.
Yes.
It's, hey, are we going to do this or are we not? What's your deal?
In
It's
general.
like, hey, look, I'm talking about women in their 30s. It's like, hey, let's get down. Are we going to do this or what? You know, I don't have time to be bullshit. You know, that's what I experienced anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
So you'd kill to be 30. 35 is peak.
I would kill to be.
Ali Peak's peak. What you
30,
say?
36, 37. Those are some great years.
Damn.
I think about that.
Don't
sometimes.
speak like as if they're so far behind you just because you're more wise now with
Fucking,
like
man.
bet
It's
you
gonna-
know.
dude, 7 years from now, it's going to be all over with. Yeah,
Since we open, wait, let me put a pin in that.
Sure,
I'm gonna drink
sure.
that back
Oh,
on.
fucking soul. I can't believe this, man. How much? You. Awesome. You actually got this for me. Yeah?
No, I had that.
No,
It's
you
one of the
had it.
collection that's leaving the collection. Just
Yeah,
to,
man.
dude, check the year. I've had it since then. Whatever year that. 96, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you 1996?
Right? Does it say that?
1997.
Oh,
There we
7,
go.
whatever.
Hasbro.
Yeah.
Kenner. Yeah, remember that.
When it was
Kenner.
still
Remember.
under Kenner.
Yeah,
Because Kenner sold they
They said it. Go ahead.
they closed shop and then they sold to Hasbro. So it's with Hasbro. The rights are with Hasbro now.
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
Can you imagine how much Kenner made off of that shit?
Dude, there's this. I don't know if we should. Yeah. Wait, let's get back on first. What? How do we?
Let's create our own action figures. How about that? No, I'm kidding.
Dude, no, I'll get into that. Wait, let's
I'm
get.
just
Let
kidding.
me mark it first. I'll segment back to that. I like that. So that's my Marcus.
People
So-
right now be like, probably like, what the fuck? I thought he was gonna talk about basketball. Fuck basketball right now, okay? All right. I said this earlier in the beginning of the fucking podcast. All right. You're expecting basketball? Change the fucking station. We're talking about something else. My God.
This is where we unwind, and we're back, man. Speaking of, we were talking about before the break. We were talking about after the break rather. Hasbro buying off the Star Wars rights are back to Hasbro. There's this. Do you have Netflix? Do you
Of course I
download
have
stuff?
Netflix, yeah.
Exactly.
I
So-
took the app off, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, so there's this show, and I'm sure it was Rovi's, Christmas gift to me when he told me to watch this. The Toys That Made Us. It's dude, watch that.
Really? What's it
Yeah,
about?
The Toys That Made Us.
So it's like kind
it's
of generation.
it's a documentary
Oh my
covering
God.
fucking Kenner and who bought who, Mattel. Episode 1 is Star Wars.
Mattel.
Yeah,
Oh my
episode
God.
2 is Barbie. Episode 3 is He-Man. Episode 4 is fucking G.I. Joe.
Oh my
So they
God.
cover like the whole fucking history. So I'll recommend that to anyone who's got Netflix. The Toys That Made Us. It's got 4 episodes, but it says it's gonna have 8. Dude, nostalgia trip to the fucking max, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of nostalgia,
Uh-huh.
I was in traffic. I almost got in a car accident because I was watching like the last episode or the last scene of Wonder Years.
Ooh.
I almost had a heart attack, man, because I was getting emotional.
Mhm.
I remember seeing. Anyway, so that's another topic, but
Fred Savage.
nostalgia. You know, that's the one that really gets me. It
What
gets
would
me,
you
yeah.
do
I know.
if
I
I
know,
say
I know.
I did too?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh man, I haven't revisited that in a long time.
You should.
I should.
You
My
should.
bro did. My Kuya Mike. He. It's on YouTube, I think. The
On
whole
YouTube,
season.
that's where I saw it on YouTube.
All the
my
seasons
heart
are-
started beating really fast. Like I couldn't breathe while I was driving.
Damn, I'm
truck.
sure. What's your favorite, like right now, since from nostalgia to now? Or maybe let's take it. No, it's a hard. I want to ask you what's your favorite show, like, but then to call it from back then, it's gonna be hard.
TV show.
Now, so let's just date it to now. Like, what are you watching?
What am I watching? I'm watching TV series right now. Well, The Walking Dead.
You're still on it?
I'm still on it. Yeah,
Really?
I'm it's getting a little bit too much, right?
Hasn't it been too much 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, I'm still curious to see what happens.
I
with
love
Negan.
Jeffrey Dean, man. But
Yeah.
then Negan is like the weakest. Fucking, I don't know.
Well,
This season I stopped.
It's interesting to see what Negan's really all about. You know, I think
Yeah.
Negan actually has good intentions, as crazy as that sounds.
Uh-huh.
But he, now let's remember now. It was really Rick that started this whole fucking thing.
Except,
Yeah.
with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to go steal their fucking guns or some shit.
Yeah.
Remember?
Killed some of their people.
Yeah. And so Negan,
No, I get the point, but
there's
it's just
some
dragging
dick-
so
there- I know.
fucking
There's some
slow.
dickheads in with the saviors, but yeah, I still want to see what happens. I'm a huge zombie fan.
Me too.
I remember the first zombie flick I ever seen, and it scared the shit out of me.
Which was
Day of the Dead, or
Dawn of the Dead?
No, Night of the Dead, Night of the Walking
Night
Dead.
of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Brains,
And
like. So like, you got it, man. I was fucking scared.
What year was that shit?
It's
I can't remember.
1986. This is
86.
the year that I bought Marvel Comics for the first time.
Uh-huh.
It's the same year that, again, my Filipino friends introduced me
Uh-huh.
to Night of the Living Dead, and I was scared shitless of it, right?
Filipino
But
taste.
the fucking
It's-
that stupid, ridiculous creature, right? That zombie, and anyways. Yeah. But,
Wait, show. So
yeah.
Walking Dead. What else?
Well, okay, so The Walking Dead. What else am I watching? Okay. Here's food for thought. I'm watching
Okay.
Nightfall.
What?
Nightfall.
What is that?
It's about the Knights Templars.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the Knights Templar. I love the whole history and that too.
I'm just, I'm being a critique,
Okay.
a critic, because, like just like with Marvel, with the X-Men,
Go.
cartoons. I'm a Freemason.
You are?
I am.
I was about to educate you, and did I stop myself?
I'm a Freemason.
Really?
I've been a Freemason now for, I was initiated in 2013. We call it, we were raised in 2013. Because you go from
Wow.
dark.
So you have those stickers at the back of your car and shit?
My old cars, my girlfriend's car. I don't have a car anymore. I sold mine. I
You're
just
driving.
drive.
What are you driving?
That's my girlfriend's car.
Oh, okay.
But they call it raised. You go from dark to light. You step into the light.
Oh, this just got so interesting. I have so many
So,
questions
I mean,
about
we're-
fucking Masons.
People that are listening right now are like, what the fuck are we talking about?
No, it's cool.
But-
Fuck them,
But
bro. It's our show.
Nightfall. Okay, so how it relates.
Wait, Nightfall with a K.
Nightfall with a K.
Right. Like Batman.
But
Nightfall.
it's always intrigued me. So yeah, I'm watching that. That I finished that, and there's a couple other series that I'm watching as well. I just can't remember right now, but the two that I remember the most is Walking Dead,
And
Nightfall.
Is it a docu or is it like a?
No. It's
Well, let's move
it's
into
TV
how
series.
long did it take you to get initiated? I know it takes like years. You have to study like the whole canon and
Well,
shit.
it's I don't want to talk too much about it. We're
Yeah,
not supposed
that's.
to talk
Oh
about
yeah, I
it.
know. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
But there's a lot of people that know that I am. I was initiated here.
You're cool with telling other people right now that.
Yeah, I don't mind. But when people start asking me crazy questions, and I'm just like, And then of course people will come to me. Some of my closest friends will be like, "Hey, man, just watch this shit on YouTube." I'm like, "You're wasting your time watching that bullshit." First of all, people on YouTube have way too much time on their hands when it comes to that type of stuff. In order to really understand, there's only one way to do it. You have to integrate.
Yeah.
You have to,
But how long does it take? I know that it takes like 3
well, for
years.
some people, it takes a longer time than others. For me, it took a couple of years.
Couple of years. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and this is when I was still playing basketball. But
Secret
Freemasonry
brother.
is very, very interesting.
I bet. Yeah.
People ask me, "Why did you join?" And I said, "Well, for me, everyone has their own reasons to join. My reason was the historical value.
Mm-hmm.
What really happened?
Yeah.
What happened that you don't see in the history books?" So I always, first of all, I've always been a big history buff.
Yeah.
Particularly with the United States history, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
But Freemasonry doesn't start this stuff.
Freemasonry.
That goes
there's
back
two
way to
different-
Knights Templar and shit.
There's two different histories, right? There's two different histories. There's one that suggests that it started with King Solomon and the King Solomon's temple, right, that was built by King David for his son, which was Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one starts, I think the 1100s.
Yeah, the Constantine thingy.
Well, no, in Europe, modern day Europe, England, to be exact. Matter of fact, England has one of the oldest lodges known to mankind. But Freemasons, well, we focus on charity, helping other people.
Yeah, but there's also like a lot of like. Well, let's not get into the whole detail with the. But that's
just
cool,
to
though.
relate to the TV series, one of the factions of Freemasonry is the York Rite. And let's just say that you're enlightened, especially when you.
There's a light and a dark side to it too. Is that
No
what you're
dark
saying?
side. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of things as human beings that we don't realize that's around us. The way I interpret going from dark to light is your eyes are a lot more open. You're more aware of what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
Things that are hidden in plain sight. And you start to see things beyond what they seem to be or what meets the eye. So this is all a part of the free thinking, free thinkers. There's a rich history in the whole organization.
Yeah, but how much of it is true though? How much of what is out there?
What's
all
out,
the bullshit, even like the
yeah,
copyist
yeah,
ideas.
yeah,
How much of that is true?
I think it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
What you're talking about? What you see on YouTube? It's all BS. It's just complete.
Yeah, because I have a friend, Christian Ong, when I was working in
Is he a brother?
Bulacan. Yeah, he's a brother of yours.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on his way up at the time.
Yeah.
It was pretty research. You have to know like the history. You guys get tested and shit.
I mean, we have elders there, older people there, and you ask them the questions. These are people that take pride in knowing the history. And
no, but you guys were supposed to know it too, right?
Of course,
right?
Of course, yeah.
Like you get tested before you get to the brotherhood.
Well, you're we have our ways.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna go into that.
Anyway, so let's veer off from that.
But I mean, Knights Templar is actually a faction of Freemasonry. So this is one of the reasons why I watched it, because
How much of that was true?
Well,
how accurate is that show?
Okay, for example, one of the characters in there, his name is Demolay. He was the Grand Master of the Knights Templar. Well, Demolay.
Is this like a period piece or period series where it's
This happened. This took place. This is supposed to take place. It starts off with the fall of Acre, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Land was the battle between the Muslims and the Christians, and the Templar Knights had a lot to do with some of those battles. But there was this underlying story, and in this particular story, it all deals with the Holy Grail. And of course, there's controversies about that, like what is really the Holy Grail? All these things. I don't even want to get into that, but we'll never know, really.
Yeah, we'll never know. But there's so many. Well, the Knights, that everything related.
There's a lot of interesting things about the Knights Templar.
Definitely.
I mean, historically, there's a lot.
I'm sure.
It's so part of Freemasonry. There's different.
I went on like a whole history trip like 3 weeks ago. No, maybe like before Christmas time or during Christmas time, because my brother just got back from Rome and shit, and he was telling me all the stuff he saw, like all the paintings, and I'm into painting, right? So as I'm painting, that's what I have in the background, like all these like histories about Rome and shit, docus on YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah,
that was an interesting arc. It's another. That's where history kind of.
Well, we could talk about this off air, and then just set the record straight in case there are Freemasons listening out there. If we were to have this conversation after this, I'm only going to tell you general information.
Nah, definitely, man.
I
respect it.
Because it's something that we hold sacred, and we're very passionate about.
I know.
Part of our obligation.
I've met some of you guys. You guys are cool.
So there's fans right now saying, "What the fuck?"
See, because
this is the
shit.
Change the channel. Let's change the channel
this
right
is the
now.
shit that I always say when people
we're
do
talking
this.
about fucking Marvel. We're talking about Star Wars.
Now it's a fucking Knights Templar about the fucking Holy Grail and shit.
Yeah. So let's.
No, what I always say, man.
I don't want to get too deep here.
This is Tambay TV is like your alternative to listening to just music, because I know being stuck in traffic and whatnot. Sometimes you just want to turn the music off and like call a friend or whatnot. That's what Tambay TV is, and I always put that in all the episodes. Well, most of them at least. Stuck in traffic, click on this. I mean, listen to whatever. It's gonna be talk and like fun that you don't. It's unconventional. That's what it is, and it's Tambay. We're just hanging the fuck out.
Dude, all right. Last thing on this, so that people ask me all the time.
Yes.
What's this? What's that? We're not talking about it.
Yeah.
The only way we'll ever talk about it.
That's why I stopped eating. Are you sure you want to?
You go through. Yeah, you do it yourself. But I mean, again, just to set the record straight, a lot of the stuff that's on YouTube is just complete.
How much
nonsense.
Percent out of 100?
I'd say 98%.
No shit.
99%.
99% bullshit.
I'll say 100%. Fuck it. I don't. It's
really
so
not
stupid. No, really. Look.
That far.
Look, because I'm in it. And I've been there. I see what goes on.
Yeah.
And it's completely opposite of what people's perception. And
Yeah.
you know the common perception amongst human beings. If you don't know it, you don't understand.
You fear it.
You fear it. Right?
Like mutants.
Mutants
Nice.
with fucking
segue.
powers.
Yeah. You don't
right?
understand it. And
especially
you
the
fucking hate
ones that live in fucking under the
Underground.
ground Manhattan, that are deformed and disfigured.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
them. Like
exactly.
Callisto and whatnot.
Callisto.
Callisto.
Yeah. It's funny that you asked me who I thought was my hottest.
Yeah, who was?
Psylocke was fucking
Psylocke
hot.
was
wasn't
fucking hot. She's my favorite of all of them. It's always
Okay.
with you. Oh, go.
Psylocke, I fucking kidding. They all had beautiful bodies, right?
Yep.
Right? It's just
Definitely.
fucking perfect. Storm's mohawk threw me off. Reminded me of Grace Jones.
Grace
Okay.
Jones.
But Rogue was fucking hot.
Yeah, with a Southern Belle, and you can hear her Southern Belle accent
Yeah,
just through the
yeah.
page. Wasn't that
Fucking
amazing?
Now,
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna
knew.
take it a step further.
Uh-huh.
Not in the movies. I'm talking about the comics.
Yep.
The Hellfire Club. Those
Ooh.
girls were fucking hot.
Fuck yeah.
They're fucking
Fuck yeah.
lingerie.
White Queen, Emma
Oh
Frost.
my God,
Oh,
they're fucking,
man.
they're garter
Undies,
belts and shit
yeah,
like that.
garter
It was
belts.
a requirement that they wore those.
Yep, the white and the
Yeah.
Black Queen.
Yeah.
The Black Jean Grey was the Black Queen for a while. Madeline Pryor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right? She was like, it was so
Yeah.
huge, like this whole Dark Phoenix thing. That was part of the Dark Phoenix story, which I hope they get right in the movie, because the next one's going to be Dark Phoenix. Or Phoenix Saga, or whatever the fuck.
it's-
Please tell me they got it
It's
right.
one of those situations when I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade. I was 12 years old, and my dad started noticing, hey, why do you always take that comic book into the bathroom with you? I'm like, because I like reading it.
Well, I'm taking a shit. Whatever. If you call that reading.
I wasn't taking a shit.
But that was a fuck. I don't know. Yeah, I would agree. But you know who you left off in your list? You're not into redheads. You're not into gingers.
I just never got into Jean Grey.
Really?
You talking about Jean Grey?
Yeah.
You know,
oh, Jean Grey.
I
Dude,
I
she's
never-
like it was always Psylocke or her. In my head.
Psylocke.
It was
Even
Psylocke
though
definitely,
she
but that
came
was
in
like the
X-Men,
choice.
And she was
Bad
like,
girl, good girl.
I was like, fuck, man, god damn.
Yeah, and I bring this up every time that fucking Jim Lee shot. Not 4, maybe 8, X-Men 8, where she's coming out of like the fucking. They were having a picnic by a stream or like whatever.
Wait,
She was
is
coming
this
up
when
out of
she
the
was
water.
in the new X-Men? This is post Mutant Marauders.
Yes, post that. The Jim Lee X-Men, that one, that poster.
Okay, so let me guess if I'm right. Let me see if I'm right. Prior to that, Logan gets in the fight with Sabretooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
Mhm.
Yes.
Now what?
And
Now
then
what?
and then afterwards, Logan heals up, whatever. He's setting a table, correct? He's setting a. Am I right?
No, that's an earlier one.
That's
I
an
know what
early
you're
one?
talking
Okay,
about.
all right.
And what happens? What happens?
Well, I just know. All I know is that Psylocke looked hot. That's all I know. And I'm back then I was a 12-year-old kid that, hadn't had sex yet.
Uh-huh.
And wondered what it was like, and that was,
Yeah,
those were my references.
Exactly.
Comic book characters.
Because let's take in our more modern listeners back. This was a time where there was no fucking net,
No, nothing.
and the only nudity or scantily clad people you'd find are like maybe in magazines, but the nude ones are like
Yeah.
Playboys that your friend gets from his dad or
There's
you
no
get
Google.
from your
There
dad.
was no Google.
There was no
If
Google.
you wanted to go see dirty magazines, you
had to
know
borrow.
people. You had to know.
You had to
know someone else older, right? Or like you said, you got to go either when your parents are at work and you have the day off, or you're on a holiday, and you're somehow, by some miracle twist of fate, one of your boys, one of your friends, found their dad's stash, right? And knew exactly how to place it back when we were done looking at it.
Yeah, like as if nothing
Perverting
happened.
on it, as if nothing happened, right? Yeah. So you'd ride your bike or your skateboard over, or you'd literally run to the house and go look at that shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then there was Betamax, but then there's still not a lot
It
of.
just wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same, right? It just wasn't. There was nothing. Nothing existed at the time. So comics was like one of those things. It's just like, dang, man. female anatomy.
Yeah.
Up to now that I'm an artist right now.
Family didn't
because
hold back, man. I mean, those girls were hot.
Yeah.
They're still hot.
I revisit them, like even before you arrived, I was revisiting the Mutant Massacre. The way they're drawn, they're all like fucking
Kitty
hot.
Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde
Even
was
the
drawn
bad guys.
video.
The couple of girls that are part of the Mutant Massacre. I was like,
Yeah, right.
I would hit that.
These are fucking
Yeah.
the dudes drawing these. Understand me.
Yeah.
They know what I need to see.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing, man. Oh man. Well, moving away from the X-Men, man, and whatever
Sure.
we've talked about, I want to know. I call this my genie exercise, man. Let's say I'm a genie right now, right?
Okay.
And you get one wish. This is one of those Rovi type crazy fucking questions, man. It's basically a where do you see yourself in 5 years question, but this time it's gonna come true. So make sure you wish high.
You're a fucking millionaire.
But to quote Puff Daddy, don't chase the paper, chase the dream.
Exactly.
So
I
what's
mean,
that?
just
Don't
pass.
don't tell me
Yeah,
like a I want a Ferrari type of dream. I want to
No.
be like, what are you doing? What are you?
Like real shit.
Yeah, real shit. Like, what do you
Well,
want to do? Whatever it is.
just-
Movie star.
right.
You want to be a movie star. You want to do fucking. That's why it's a genie exercise.
Right.
I'll make it true. Like, not the money though. Don't be like, I want to have a Ferrari and whatnot. Let's make
Nah.
it more interesting and like, I
Smart.
want a movie. I want to
Smart.
write something. Because for me, like for example, I want to be. Well, last year I said I wanted to fucking make a movie. Now I'm making a movie with someone. So that happened.
Cool, man.
So let's do it now
Our-
with you
our
now.
Suggestion.
Let's fucking.
Yeah.
What's your dream? What's the
Throw it out to the
wish?
universe, right?
Yeah, throw it
So
out into
she-
the
she
universe,
said
it
that
comes
because
true.
A couple days ago, I was listening to
Throw it out there, man.
YouTube, and it was who was it? It was Steve Harvey
Mhm.
talking about how to become a millionaire. I was like,
I love Steve Harvey.
What the fuck is Steve Harvey talking about? Like, hey, what the fuck? Was he a fucking financial advisor now, right? So I'm listening to him. And he said, every one of us has been given a gift by God.
Uh huh.
He said, you just have to figure out what it is.
Exactly.
And once you figure out what it is, it's going to come naturally.
Yeah.
Which means you're good at it.
Yep.
If you can make $10 doing that, guess what? You can make $20. You can make $100.
Mm.
You can make $1,000 eventually. And you just keep multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. He called it like, I forgot what kind of method he called it, but it made a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I asked my girlfriend, I'm like, what do you think I'm good at? I can't play basketball anymore.
Shit, I'm asking the same question your girlfriend's asking you right now. That's right.
Fuck, man. I
But
mean,
it's the truth, right?
well,
It's true.
I mean, I like doing this shit.
Exactly.
Talking.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
So call it I'm the genie. Fucking anything you want in the universe.
well,
you want to be a movie star?
I
You
want
want
fucking this podcast to fucking blow up. Be one of the biggest fucking podcasts known to mankind, right?
Yeah.
And when the fucking sponsors come to us,
Yeah,
fuck it.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I want to
So
see.
it's talking. It's
Through
sharing.
that, you
experience.
have some sort of voice, not so much for fame, but just, to help people.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the universal law.
Exactly.
It's in the Bible.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so whoever you're inspiring, you're helping somebody. You're helping them
Definitely.
change their life. But at the same time, you're having fun
Yeah.
and you're making money. You got a mouse right there.
What the fuck?
He's been there for about an hour.
I've been seriously.
I swear to God.
Why
he's
didn't you
been
call
there.
it? He's been bugging me the whole.
I thought
fucking,
you knew about it.
I've been
Yeah.
hearing him the whole night last night.
Get one of those.
I know I will.
those
When you,
exclusives.
I have.
Those exclusives. Yeah.
I've heard him last night. I've been.
What you gotta
He's
do?
been
Yeah.
pissing me off.
No, man. Yeah, I get it. Because
I need to clean my room.
we had a fucking mouse infestation in my house.
We're having
I
one
called
now.
I called in experts. They came in. They were professional.
Refer someone, please.
I knew it was the real deal because this Australian white man showed up
Uh-huh.
in uniform. He was just breaking shit down to me, and I'm like, listen. But
How much did that cost, though?
altogether, it cost about $8,000.
Same.
But they did a pretty good job. You got we set up traps. All I gotta say is this: you got a fucking problem when you've caught like 6 mice
In a night.
in a span of like A week.
A week.
Or
That
2
happened
weeks.
like
2 weeks.
it happened to us in like a fucking night, dude.
Yeah.
We had like my brother caught some in the fucking
Yeah.
kitchen. I got two here, but it's been quiet for the past couple of weeks. But then last night, yeah, some noise. I'm like, "Fucker, you guys are back!
Yeah.
What the fuck am I gonna do? I gotta buy all my traps and shit again." And sure enough, you saw one today.
Well, they got these.
Fucker.
They got these traps that they gave us that we put on the inside and the outside. He's right there. He's chilling.
Again?
Yeah, he's chilling. He's attracted to
What
something
the
up here.
fuck?
Yeah,
There's no
we-
food there.
There's
There's no
no
clothes
food.
and shit. What the fuck, man? Maybe
He's
my
a-
toys. I know not.
He's
toys are
attracted
not
to
there.
something up in there. He wants to get up in there somehow. There he is. There he is.
Where?
He just came out. He came out. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? Grab it?
No, you got to throw something at him.
Like what?
And of course, people that are listening will be like, "Oh, cruelty to animals! Get the fuck out of here, man!"
Pete,
Shit.
see, I got these, but these
Oh yeah,
fucking
no,
don't
no,
work.
no. Go ahead.
That doesn't work.
Just put it down there because I know where you was at. You was.
He's gonna.
Here, let's double time it here. Let's get this motherfucker right now. Are we still?
No, I'll cut it. It's rolling, but I'll cut it.
fucking roll it, man. Fuck this motherfucker right here.
You're the one who sees him, so
Yeah, it's just-
it will be funny if we get the catch.
You know, these fucking things are smart, man.
They are, dude.
They're fucking smart. They're
And
like,
I
I've
swear
seen
to
that
God,
shit
they
before.
were gone for like fucking 2 weeks, and then it's back. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, I swear they've been gone for 2 weeks, and then last night I was hearing like scratching sounds, and I'm like, had I been in a horror mood, I'd be associating that with
Are
something.
you sure there's no food around?
No food.
Anything that's in the package?
Nothing. Well, except that. That's
I'll
not.
tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you that the fucking thing, man. He ate my. I don't know if it was my stepdaughter or my girlfriend.
Mhm.
Those lemon drops, those lemon things, whatever you call it.
Uh-huh.
Candy.
Yeah. No candy.
It's in the package. It was sealed up through plastic.
Fucking ate through it.
Oh no, there was no plastic on it. It was just cardboard. This motherfucker ate through the cardboard, ate through the whatever the plastic that was covering the lemon drops, ate through all that shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, and
Because
then
I saw one of the fuckers like scratching through my door, like to the
Yeah.
bottom of the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, but I caught those, and it's been quiet. Fuck it. Anyway, I hope we get him with that one.
I hope
Let's go
so.
back to the genie
Yeah,
exercise,
let's go.
bro.
Yeah, sure. Go
So
ahead.
what's there for Ali post basketball? Well, I wouldn't want to say post basketball because you're still involved in a lot of basketball. But if you're like to make a wish for yourself, that something that you see yourself doing as where you're good. Say, well, we got a big surprise for you. Hopefully, we get it for everyone listening. We hopefully shape it up into something that's palpable and people will appreciate. Because I think what I find, especially with the podcasting world, man. As if like I'm such a big podcasting guy, but you have this avenue to speak your mind, and it's therapeutic even for you, for anything. Like me, when I'm working, he's right fucking there. He likes you, man. He was like under you, that fucking thing. He was under you like just now.
And he went back up here.
Maybe I don't know. Fuck it. I'll get it later.
He's smart.
He's smart. Fuck. Embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Oh man, it's alright.
It's so embarrassing, but it's true. It's fucking there. And it's distracting my trail of thought. What was I saying? Oh, you get to speak your mind and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are boring the audience, do you know that? I'm falling asleep. The rat's all like, I'm falling asleep here.
Mhm.
But it's truth, man. What I speak is truth. And I believe that what you just put it out into the ether, whatever you want,
Yeah.
and it just comes back, man. Once
Yeah,
it's
it
clear and whatnot, it's
You gotta
Awesome.
work for it. It's
definitely.
a pain in the ass. But you also have to. You gotta help people.
Definitely.
You know.
Inspire. With this podcast, I want to inspire people,
Yeah.
Even if it's like hatred to what my opinion towards Last Jedi was, you included in them. Like people are like screaming at you. It's fine, scream, but have a voice. Tell people whatever your opinions are because it matters. It's entertaining at the same time. It's to entertain and to inspire. And whatever you want to do, it's fucking
There's a
do it.
couple messages in Last Jedi that I mean I like.
We'll
the
get into this in the
conversation. Yeah, I like
other
the conversation with Yoda and Luke Skywalker. It was actually
I love that.
nostalgic, and I was just
Yeah.
like,
I was crying. I was
I was
crying.
like, fuck, this is so cool that Yoda was there.
We are what they.
Failure. It's something that we
Failure.
don't think about,
Yeah.
right? makes sense.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You still good, bro?
Yeah, it's just mouse was right under me.
Yeah, it was under you. It was under you.
Chilling.
We'll wrap with that, man. Well, thanks for being here, Ali.
No, I appreciate it.
Always
man.
a good time, man. This is the
enjoyed
second
it,
time we're hopefully we again that surprise we're cooking up for you guys. Hopefully it comes through. Just give it a like, support it or whatnot, man. Anywhere people can follow you or tweet at you or message you,
DM.
DM.
Up Mountain Peak MTN PEEK. That's Twitter, and then at MTN PEEK 34 on
Instagram.
Hit me up, man. I respond. I respond to anybody.
The craziest shit is back there.
Just don't talk shit because you're gonna get an earful.
Even do you entertain those kind of
Well,
people?
no, I try not to, but
because I don't mind the others.
What
The
I
hostile
do
ones.
is this. I'll give you an example. This one we lost to Nevra, and then I wake up the next morning, I check Twitter, and there's just there's like at least 5 people that just fucking kicked me while I was down, right? So I decided to choose one.
Kicking the fans who fucking hated you for your performance, or like haters who were just haters?
Guys that were happy that we lost, that were Never fans, right? So I see this profile picture. It's a guy and his son. His son is like a toddler, right? I'm like, you know what? You're a really good example, especially especially your son's gonna read this once he gets older because I noticed your profile picture. And he goes, you know what, Mr. Ollie P, you're right. I'm sorry about that. No, it's just.
What did he say? What did he say? That was.
That's what he said. I'm just a huge fan. I forgot what he said, but it was it fucking pissed me off.
In the vein of like, you didn't play your heart out today.
He goes,
overfed pig.
He goes, ha ha ha, you lost. Some shit like that. Some bullshit like that.
That.
And then so I hit him back with, I read I noticed that your son's gonna read this once he gets older, regardless of whether you like it or not. I think you should be a better example to your son. And then I don't know if I think that hit him hard because the next thing I know, I get a response from him saying,
"It's all on Twitter for everyone to read."
Yeah, he goes, you know what? You know what? Sir Ali, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. I said, hey, no worries. You're passionate. I'm passionate. You're a passionate fan for Nebra. Congrats to Nebra. No problem. So I don't get.
But that's a good ending to the.
It's a good thing. But here's where it gets really good. I block his ass. I'm like,
that's what I do.
No problem.
Automatically. It's
no problem. No problem.
Don't want to hear from you ever again.
All good. Fuck you. Block your shit. So yeah.
Nice. I got something better. So to everyone who's listening, I want you guys to tweet or to ask Ali any fucking X-Men related questions.
Please. X-Men. Yeah. There you go.
Go.
X-Men.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man can find.
I haven't even
Avengers. Whatever, man.
Yeah,
ask me about it.
Star
Wars, especially Star Wars. I want to know.
Star Wars.
I want to know. G.I. Joe. Cool.
It's a globalist figure. Never get that over with. Well, anyway, we'll cap this up. Thanks, Ali. Again, I'm your host, El Fajardo. Like the page, Taglish Network, on YouTube and on Facebook. Tambay TV is the show. Signing off. Adios.